Hey guys, what's going on? This is Tonks, and today I just want to let you guys know I just dropped my first sample pack ever. It's a boom bap kit, of course, because that's what we're doing out here. So I'm gonna give you a tour of the pack. We're gonna do a little preview. I'm gonna show you what it comes with and why I think it's worth your time. I really just want to run you through some of the cool parts of the pack and also just be completely transparent about what's included and what's going on inside the pack. So let's get to it. Let's open up the pack and see what's going on. So here it is, guys. Here's the folder for the pack. You got all your usual type of samples in here. You got your bass. Got a couple different type of loops there on the bass side. Obviously you have your kicks, you have your snares. I'm not going to go through all those. Y'all know how it goes with those. One of the really cool parts that I want to show you, I went through and chopped up a bunch of vinyl stuff that is completely flipped. I'm just going to play a few of those for you. I think there's some really cool stuff in here. You could just, basically with these, you can just drop these right in your track. You could throw a drum loop on it, you could throw a bass loop on it, and then it's pretty much done. But you know, there's stuff like that. We got so it's just a bunch of loops. So you could just go through all of those. The tracks are basically made right there, and you can flip them and chop them however you like further to make them unique. You could pitch them up and down. You can do so much with these things. So I thought that was pretty cool. So the biggest thing that I wanted to show with this video is actually these drum racks, because I spent so much time on these. I'm just gonna run you through what's going on here. I think I don't know if I've ever grabbed a pack with anything like this in it. Most of the time when you buy a pack, you know, everything is just separated into individual samples. Whereas I don't think that's the most efficient way to go, because then you're just clicking through the samples and you're like, do these work together? I don't know. But what I've done is I've put together these specific kits with a bunch of samples that work together inside of each rack. So they play really nice together. They're mostly in the same key. There are some key changes involved on each rack, but it's going to be easier for me to show you rather than tell you. So let's get into that. Let's load up a drum rack here. I'll just throw the stock one right here for now. So let's just do this at Fair to Remember. Let's throw that in. All right, and here's the rack right here. So you can see on the camera. So as you can see, there's some sick shit going on in these racks. I mean, it's just, you know, that's the first part of the rack. So I'm in my pad bank here on the MPD 218. There's a whole other section of the pad as well. So that's the actual B side of the kit right there. And each one of these drum racks has a B side to it. So that's this part over here. So you can see slice 1. You go up here, we got slice 32. So there's actually 32 chops within each one of these. I think the last one I made maybe has the 16 instead of the 32. But I think, you know, all of these have the full 32. But yeah, you could see how powerful that could be. I mean, you can just infinitely create with these packs. Let's go into some of the brass. There's some sick brass in this one. I'm just gonna pull that in and see what happens. All right, let's do this thing. So this is the first part. Let's go to the first part of the. Yeah, so as you can see, some of my pads are double hitting. The MPD is not known for its greatness. I actually went in and replaced, I put a piece of tape underneath each pad so that it would be a little more sensitive. So you can just hear it double tapping a bit, and it kind of, it'll go really quiet. It's just a glitch, not meant to happen, but I think you guys can see. So yeah. So yeah, like I just think this is such an amazing way to create. You know, you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 7 of these, and they all have a different tone. Some of them are dark, some of them are a bit more lighter. I tried to include a bit of everything, but you can kind of make it the way that you want to make it. I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want. If you open up the Ableton drum rack software here, also, yeah, you can open these up like this. You can like transpose these. This is gonna stay transposed, so if you, this is automatically gonna go over here, right? So then you can. So you can do whatever the hell you want with that. So if you want something, if you want this note to be like a different note, then you can just transpose it right there. It'll stick, it'll stay, and you can just save that rack yourself. It will save the slice and the transposition on the individual clip. Yeah, so I was really happy to be able to show off some of that. I'm not gonna show the whole thing, obviously. That's just a little piece of it, but there's just so much here. There's so much potential to create here. I think that this is the best part of the pack, and unfortunately this is Ableton only. I don't know how this would translate to a different program like Fruity Loops or something. I'm not sure what they have going on for this, but I mean, if you're not on Ableton, you really should be. Everything is so powerful for beat making here. I don't want to get into a debate, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's in the kit, man. You got 7 here. So you've got a whole bunch of high quality, crispy, clear samples. On top of that, I think a lot of the snares, kicks, and hats are quite different than what you would find in an average pack. In my opinion, they have a more organic, live type of sound that will add a ton of depth to your tracks. In addition, a lot of these samples have been taken right from most of my biggest tracks here on YouTube. So if you want a demo of how all these are going to sound, you can literally just browse my collection of beats. The old school ones, of course. So yeah, that's the kick from Oni. That's the kick from Emmanuel. And then if you go to the snare side, a bunch of those snares are in here as well. I think I used the same snare for Oni. I think the Emmanuel snare is like a similar type of vibe, so that's why I think I chose to leave it out of the snare section. So the next part that I want to dive into a little bit is the track outs. These are almost full tracks. They're a little bit short, but you can do whatever the hell you want with them. Let's go fast forward. And yeah, so you got that, you got you got a bunch of cool stuff in there. So if you go into these, you get all the individual stems for that specific track. You can do whatever you want with those. You can add stuff, you can take stuff away. Yeah, so this is gonna be my first pack, guys. So if you want it, I got it on sale right now for 39 bucks on my website. You can click the link in the description. I hate to sound like an average YouTuber, but that's what it is right now. So yeah, I just wanted to be transparent with you guys and actually show you what's going on in this kit. I feel like I'm a big purchaser of sample kits, and a lot of the sample kits that I have purchased lately, they give you like 5 stem out tracks, and just the stems from the tracks, and that alone is like 45 bucks. So what I've got here is, I feel like I did not want to do that. I didn't want to be one of those guys just giving away a half-ass pack for a premium price. Just to curate it and find the right stuff, it was worth it. There's just insane stuff in here. Yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. So you guys can click the link on the webpage. I got a bunch more beats coming out as well, if you're more into that side of things. So make sure to check that out, and you guys have a good one. Thank you so much for listening and subscribing. I appreciate it big time. And you guys have a great rest of your week, wherever you may be. Thank you. Goodbye.